Welcome back. I'm so glad you could join me here today. Today we'll be doing a nice little interesting painting that some of you have requested. And I like to run the colors across the screen that you'll need to paint along with me. While they're doing that, let me tell you what I got done up here. I have my 16 by 20 inch canvas, pre-stretched, double prime, and uh, what I did was I got burnt umber, did a design, and on top of that, after it had completely dried, I put a thin layer of liquid clear. Now on the top, I try to make a liquid white based off white and liquid clear. For camera purposes, seems like it didn't work, but that's whatever. The bottom, I did a mixture of Prussian blue, alizarin crimson, and a little bit of white and mountain mixture. The bottom here just has liquid clear, and we're good to go. Now, this video is gonna be up on um, damn, this brush dried out on me. This video is gonna be out by Wednesday, I believe, and the behind the scenes for this video is gonna be going out on Thursday at 3:30. So it's 2 hours before. I'm just starting off adding color 2 hours before, and if you guys want to see the behind the scenes, I already have a video uploaded. By the time this video goes up, I already have a video uploaded of all the places I've shot a video. And so if you want to check that out, you guys probably enjoy it. I don't know why it froze there. All I'm doing is putting Prussian blue onto the top part. It's not that noticeable now that I'm looking at it. So we're gonna add more white to it, see if that helps. But if you guys want to check out that second channel, I'll put it in the link down below in the description. And also, the channel's name is Raul Ixta Behind the Scenes. So I'll be uploading on that channel Tuesdays and Thursdays at 3:30. So it's a nice little way of you guys tuning in for what I do and really see the way I am, how awkward I am. I don't know why the camera just comes on and it seems like I get everything together and the camera goes off and I'm awkward again. Let's go into a little bit of titanium white, a little bit of this color we use for the ocean. Now, if you want to see how we mixed up that color, you gotta go watch the behind the scenes coming out tomorrow. So, with that behind the scenes, you'll see all of that. So I can kind of see a cloud right here. Just sort of blocking there. As you can tell, I'm not using white all the way. I'm using an in-between tone. Something in between. There lives another cloud right over here. And we'll be using a fan brush soon just to help. But right now we can get it done with the 1 inch. A little bit of mountain mixture just to darken that color. There's a cloud off in the distance. Maybe right over there. There. Now, all I'm going to be doing, maybe some of that darker color we can use to sort of, I'm just mixing a little bit of mountain mixture and that base color. We can use as shadows here. Again, we can work different colors in and test what we like and see what we don't. Little shadows here. Light's gonna be coming from this side. Instead of light coming from the right side, it's gonna be coming from the left side this time. There. So just blocking in where I think shadows would kind of play in and just move around. So I'm gonna grab my trusty old number 6 fan brush and load it up with titanium white. Doesn't matter if there's a little bit of blue around there. All I want is to just work in circles, just getting some light in there. Gotta get a little bit of light color. There. There we are. A few little things up in there. Let me wipe off my brush. Let's come up here and just gentle. Not too much. I'm just barely grazing. Now, in the next video, I'm gonna let this painting completely dry, and I'm gonna show you guys how to fix things you guys might not like. I can see I already don't like the sky. It's not gonna suit this painting. So I have to mix up a batch of liquid white in order to kind of help with that. But the painting also has to dry completely. So just because you see this painting the way it is right now, doesn't mean it's gonna stay like that. So don't get discouraged. There. There we are. Lift upwards. Just up softly, and then go across. Maybe right around here. Now we got to work on the other cloud. So let's come up here and just work it in. There we are. There. I still get excited when things like these work. For the bottom, it's good that I'm using liquid clear, but for the top, I should have been better liquid white. I already bought titanium white paint. It should be arriving pretty soon, so I'm gonna make that as quick as possible, and you guys will be able to see how to improve the painting. You guys saw kind of that type of video with the nebula painting. It took 2 shots rather than 1. There, just softening up. There we are. Not trying to touch that top corner. I want to leave that top corner pretty intact. Okay. A little bit more white on my fan brush. There. Just reinstating some spots. There we are. And very softly, just the corner. Like if you barely even want to touch it, act like you're scared of it. Might not be true, but that's a good way to treat it. If you act like you're scared of it, ooh, Okay, now let me go into some of that base color. That cloud in the distance, that's too bright. So I need like an in-between color where it's not too bright nor too dark. There we are. I think I kind of like that. It's not too bad. That cloud's just off in the distance. Just there. Let me add a little bit more titanium white onto that highlight color we just did, just to act like a little extra highlight. There. There we are. Boom. Very softly. Now this video may go over the 30-minute mark because I want this to be as detailed as I can get it and not skip out on any parts. Now, I'm gonna grab my palette knife. Has a little bit of green in there, it doesn't matter. What we're gonna do, a little bit of Prussian blue and some titanium white. Just mix it up on the palette. I'm just using my palette knife. There. Let me clean off my knife. Cut a roll of paint. You'll get that little roll of paint on the edge of your knife. There. Now, let's come up here where the water line is. And I just want a few little indications. Just a few. Don't want to overdo it. There. Step back. Look at it. There we are. Now the light's coming this way, so I'd imagine that this area would be a little brighter. So less Prussian blue, less blue, and we're just gonna go and tap in a little bit of white. There we are. There. Few little touches. Don't want to overdo. Now, let's go back to our fan brush. And let's go into that light blue color we had. Now there's blue underneath, so it's gonna be good. Let's decide. I want this to kind of be at an angle. So maybe right there. For the sake of contrast, I'm trying to avoid using pure white because I want to build my way up and have that contrast. I prefer to work my way up than to use it right off the bat and there's nothing to work with later on. There. I think somewhere like around there should be good. And all I'm going to do is just work that paint back, just like the water's going back over there. There we are. There. Just little, I like to think about it like little C's. Now, recently when I've been doing landscapes, I've been doing different types of waves. But I think one that catches the most people's eyes is the ones with the ones that Bob Ross would kind of do. So not trying to get too much of a tilt, but just enough there, and then right over there. Now let me go into a little bit more. Let's go into a little bit of mountain mixture just to darken that color. Just get a nice color and work it in. Act like that's the highlight. There. Very gentle. How am I doing a seascape with no filbert brush? Oh my god. That's how prepared I am. There. Just gentle. That already is starting to come together. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to let me go ahead and add some mountain mixture into that blue color. Just gives me a nice dark blue like lavender. And all I want is just foam. That's all I care about. There. Now I'm gonna stop here because that's the eye of um the wave. So I'm gonna grab some titanium white and a little bit of cadmium yellow. White and yellow. Now let's come up here and just scrub it on. There. Okay. Now let's use the 1-inch brush I was using to blend. Just beat the devil. And just blend this out. There. Just, I have a towel off to the side and I beat my brush just to ensure it's nice and clean. So I kind of just pull it at an angle, just like so, and I'll go across. Wipe off my brush. Let's go into some white, some cadmium yellow, and just block it in. All I'm doing is scrubbing in that paint. Now all I'm going to do is kind of fan it out, like if it's laying flat. That way it helps when I blend it together. There. Now, something small I'm going to do is just going to pure white and just work in there. Okay? If anything, I'm not too worried because how I mentioned we're gonna revisit this painting. So I'm not too worried. Because usually the best paintings are when you revisit a painting and you come back to the painting and after you're well rested and all that good stuff. There. That looks not too shabby. There we are. Now, what I want to do is I'm just trying to lay in all the foundation before I start getting into details. So I'm gonna cut a little bit of titanium white on my palette knife. Let's see. Here we are. And all I'm going to do is just scrub it. Just scrub it. Put pressure on that knife. There we are. There. And you can just angle some spots. Just little detail, not too much. Just so where you kind of know where you want it to go. And let's do a second layer. There. Something like so. Already, it already looks like a seascape. You can, if you look at it, you would think, oh, that's a seascape. So, now what I want to do, my one of my flat brushes dried up with paint. So, let's go ahead, do a bit of blue, cadmium yellow, and a little bit of crimson. Just trying to mix up a brown, really, because I need one for a rock I want to paint. Just a simple rock. There, just mixing up on my brush. You know what? I'm gonna make it more to the red side. Right now it doesn't really matter to me. I'm in the blocking in stages, really. I say that a lot, but I really am. I'm just blocking in color and seeing where it goes. There. Not caring too much about it. You might say that's not a rock. Well, what is a rock? No, I'm kidding. No, I know. I'm just trying to simply block in color. A little bit of alizarin crimson, cadmium yellow. Just load up on my brush. And we'll pick up some titanium white. Again, just blocking in color. So if you see this, don't think this is the final look. All I want is for color to be on there. So then I know where things should kind of be at. Now, let's get crazy. I'm gonna grab my fan brush and take it through mountain mixture. Let's come up here. Well, if I do that, then I get rid of all the details. We'll come back. We'll revisit. So, gee, I need more highlights on this. Let's go ahead. Let's start with the basic. Just scrub on that paint. Just like if you were to do a cloud, think about it that same way. There. There we are. Just scrub, scrub, scrub. Now, I am going to look for my 1 inch brush. Oh no, it's not this one. Where is it? Can't lose my brushes, can I? There's this brush, this brush. Oh, I used it for the sand. Oh, great. Now I gotta dirty another one. Let's go ahead. Let's give it a nice beating. And just lightly, lightly go in circles and just blending that right off. Okay, so now what I want to do is actually start adding in more highlights so the whole painting can start to come together. So what I'm going to do is go into a little bit of titanium white, load it up, pollute it a bit. I don't want pure white. Pure white, no good for me. And just go right back at it. There. There we are. Load up my brush and just think like the wave. I don't know what that means, but it's helpful if you think about it. You got to think where that wave would hit. Now, very gentle. Gentle touch. There. Now, what helps with the clouds is fluffing it up. So let's try that out. Shoot. You don't know unless you try things out. Fluff it up and just go across. Doesn't look too bad. It looks nice and soft and fuzzy. Now, let's go ahead. Let me clean off my fan brush a bit. And you know what? I'm going to use a different fan brush. This one would be too harsh. You got to know your fan brushes really. Know which one is good for what. I'm going to use this one. Load it up with titanium white. And just maybe pollute it a bit. That way there's no pure white. Takes a couple times to get it with this brush, but once you get it, you got it. Okay? Just deciding where the foam would still be. So blending areas where that took over. There. Not too complicated. Now let's go back to working with my palette knife. Some titanium white and just I like palette knife work. I don't know about you guys, but I love to. When I have the chance, I love to use my palette knife. There. Just kind of scrubbing and getting that on there. This is pure titanium white, and I'm just trying to get on that edge. I know there's a lot going on. There. Now, Do I have a brush that I could blend with? Let's try this one. I kind of destroyed it a bit. You know what? You work with what you got. There. We gotta remove this. That became a bit too much, but here's a little trick. If it becomes too much, go back with that color that you had initially and just load it up. Nothing ever happened. Okay? You guys saw nothing. Let me just go back at it. It is a bit harsh, so it makes it more noticeable. But who cares? It's painting. People can take paintings different ways. There. There's a lot of things going on. That's good in a way because it's going to call for attention. Whoa, like what's happening here? Now, without further ado, let's come up here and just tap in. Let's make a nice palm tree. There we are. That one probably goes off the canvas. And just pull it just a little, just to make it look like the leaves. Okay, a little bit of cadmium yellow, same dirty brush. It'll turn green, don't worry. I've done this so many times. There we are. Now, that needs more highlight, but for right now, we're gonna redo this. So, I don't really care too much. Not saying I don't care at all. I do care. I want to make my life easier for the next time, but I don't care like how you think I'd probably care. But I think that's the way most people should take art. Just be loose. Don't care what happened. Because if you care too much and you're not satisfied with it, then you're always going to be, well, what if it looked like that? What if this? And you're never going to enjoy your painting. So, uh let me go ahead. I know I got quiet. I don't know why I keep getting quiet on you guys. Let me grab some of that green color. A little bit of cadmium yellow, a little bit of mountain mixture, and a little bit of alizarin crimson. Just want a nice brown. Just pile it up and just shoom. little bit of black just to darken it up and kind of tone it down a bit. A little bit more crimson there. It's still to the green side, I can tell. Damn. Mixing up a big batch of paint does take a little while. There we go. Now, let me go ahead with the 1-inch brush to apply that brown color right on top. There. Just kind of boop. And then what I do is I'll grab a little bit of white and just make it seem like, bring it together, make it seem a bit more like sand. You can also tap it and then blend it out. All up to you. But I want that base a little darker. There. And just kind of fan it out towards the direction everything's going. Now, that doesn't look half bad. But again, we're going to fix it. I like to call it post-production. So, a little bit of white, some brown. Or you know what? No. I was going to do that. But if we're going to revisit it and it dries, that texture is going to be horrible to work with. So, I'd rather do brush work. Think about everything if you're going to work on it. You got to think about every little aspect. There. Now, let me go ahead. A little bit of black, maybe. Maybe there's this second one. You know what? Fan brush was better for that. The fan brush was better. There. Just load and just fire away. Okay. Some cadmium yellow. And just shoop. Okay. And you know what? With that, we'll end it. Just, I think it shows us at times when we're painting and things are not coming out the way we expected it to come out, just stop, call it a day, and just come back the next day. I really hope you enjoy this video. Try this painting out. Next video, we will be fixing this painting up so it's going to look nice afterwards. I'd like to wish each and every one of you the best of luck, and I'll see you in my next video. Until then, I thank you for your support and hope you guys share this video and leave a like, even though it wasn't the best one, but still leave a like. Until then, take care, my friends. Goodbye.